Welcome along everyone. I'm going to get going at 1 o'clock. Just started the live early. Welcome along, Dan. Thanks for being here, buddy. If you're just logging on, we're going to get going at 1 o'clock. Just wait for a few more people to join before I get going. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be talking about sloping lies today. And obviously taking the usual questions on everything golf swing. Hi, Dr. Jürgen. Thank you for joining. Going to get going at 1 o'clock, just another minute to go. A warm welcome everyone to another Golf Swing Tips Live. As you can see, I have got the sloping lie mat out today, and I wanted to just cover off some thoughts on sloping lies. It's a lie that really causes some problems. Very fortunate to have the Platform Golf bay here that allows me to do some work with clients on sloping lies. Obviously, I'm going to be taking all of your usual questions, but I think the sloping lie is one that causes a lot of problems. Great to see you, Dr. Jürgen, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 11th and 12th of Feb and seeing you again. It's going to be really exciting to catch up. So the sloping lie is certainly a shot that confuses many, and it confuses many for one simple reason. It dates back to ball below the feet causes a golfer to swing more upright, cut across it and slice it. Could not be further from the truth. The only reason why this lie makes the ball go right is because the more the grip lifts up, the more it has an opportunity to point the loft to the right. It has no other reason why it would make your arms more elevated. If anything, this lie will make your arms swing flatter. Because if you think about what the slope is doing, it is pulling you more on the toes of your feet. When a golfer has a more lifted and vertical arm swing, the more top heavy they would be. So when the ball is below the feet, because gravity and the pull is down the slope, a golfer would tend to swing the club flatter in a backswing to offset that pull forwards. So when we recognise that the slope is pulling gravity down in that direction, this slope, this is very much a lie that we would want to practice to encourage more pressure in the heel line, allows the right hip to feel like we can get it working up the slope a bit more, which will encourage more hip rotation. Through strike, because it suddenly becomes very critical that if the club handle lifts and drives forwards and pulls you off on the toes, the club will tend to drop out early. And again, this energy going down the slope is the reason why so many golfers shank it off of this ball below the feet lie. So a key component of this lie is feeling that the weight in your backswing can move into the toe of your foot more than ever, because the weight moving into the toe of the lead foot is really going to give you that energy to push you back up the slope. And when it pushes you back up the slope, it's going to pull you more in forward bend, which means that there is absolutely no reason why you can't hit drawn golf shots from a ball below the feet lie. There is no reason at all. Absolute garbage that this lie only ever makes you slice the golf ball. It is purely because most golfers have thought about being on the toes of their feet, which would then make this lie even more of you tucking your tailbone underneath you, driving the grip out to the right, and causing that ball to go to the right purely because you're coming out of posture, because you're not opposing the forces down through strike. And so when I get the TheraBand and I attach it underneath the unit here, effectively a sloping lie is encouraging more of this pull. And so all of a sudden I am feeling more relevance in this heel bias. Hope that all makes sense, because it's really, really crucial. Good morning, David, to you. Hello to Ibin. Wherever you're watching from, do say hello. Let me know if you've got any questions. Always like to answer them. I'm going to hit a couple more shots on this lie, and then we're going to move the mat to a different lie angle. You can see absolutely no issues drawing the golf ball off of this lie. None at all. Bit low on the blade, that one, but still a draw. 001 Raz, driver. What would you like to know about driver? From my experience, no one has ever hit a driver with the ball below the feet on a tee box. So the relevance of that is not really that useful. If you've got a question about your driver, feel free, let me know. And on that point, I shot part one of my 4-part driver series that's going to be coming out over the Christmas period, that's going to fix your driver. Got the drone back out overhead, got a lot of info on the 4 boxes and how that impacts your driving. Let's just hit one more of these with the ball below the feet. Remember, still taking your questions on your swing. Good for you. Cheap driver, nothing finer than getting a nice bit of golf kit for low cost. Game doesn't need to be expensive. So we're now going to move the sloping lie. Len, hello Len, long time no speak, old chap, hope you're well. Let's pull these balls in. So we've now got ball above the feet. And once again, important myth to kick into touch, that this lie does not mean the only shot you can hit is a draw. Going to aim down the left here, lean into the slope, which is directly the opposite to what I was just working on with the ball above the ball below the feet, and let's just hit a little fade into the target there. You can see there's absolutely no reason why these lies would dictate the flight of the shot that you would hit. Of course, the loft angle tries to point a little bit left, which is why it does make it tricky. But again, if you know the pressures that you need to put through the grip, hitting a little fade onto your target really isn't any issue at all. Looks like we've got a couple of questions coming in there. Nice to have you all on. If you could double tap the screen, it's just to like the stream and it costs you nothing and helps my stream out. Where do you sit, Stu, regards to moving off the ball in your backswing, or would you encourage staying centred? Yeah, well, I do really encourage people moving off the golf ball, but with their top half, not their lower half. So the top half wants to feel like it moves right, moves off of the golf ball, and the lower half feels like it moves towards the target. That keeps the chest in forward flexion. A big thanks to Nicholas there. Super thanks. My first ever super thanks on a live. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Hi, Stu. I seem to lose tempo when I practice on Mondays. Not a major problem. Any tips on tempo? Appreciate it. I will gladly cover that for you in a moment. I'm just going to answer the question I was just answering, which I've now forgotten. Oh yes, moving off the golf ball. Now, in terms of tempo, a really great app is a metronome app. It's for music. Metronome app you can set at beats per minute. And if you set it at 55 beats per minute for a 7-iron, it's a really great way of giving you a beat off of the ball and a beat at the top of the backswing. So it would be beep, 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 beep. 54 beats per minute is a good one to start with. If you make the first beep the takeaway, the second beep at the top, and then once you hear the second beep matching up with the top of the backswing, then just pull the golf club into strike. But it gives you a nice, reliable sensation of moving the golf club back. So one beep away from the ball, second beep, so go beep, beep, and hit. That's how the metronome app works. It's a really, really great tool. If you get yourself some headphones, stick it in your headphones. You can use it with driving, you can use it with irons, you can use it with chipping. And the beauty with it is that you can adjust it for your own personal strengths and weaknesses. If you feel like you get a little bit quick in your backswing, just adjust the beat per minute down a little bit. If you feel like you go too slow, adjust the beat up. But it's a great bit of kit that gives you some consistency there. I hope that helps, Nicholas. And real big thanks for the super thanks on the channel there. So let's answer Yosh's question. So Yosh asks, hello Stu, just watched your forearm rotation video. So great, thank you so much. This means no face rotation with the wrist, only face rotation comes from forearm. Correct, yeah, so forearm rotation. So this is forearm rotation. Face rotation comes from either bowing the wrist or cupping the wrist. If I bow the wrist, and then create forearm rotation, that's what people see as the flip. If I take the bow out and I put the cut back in, you can see how the face rotation has squared up. The forearm rotation is not changing the face alignment. It's just maximizing energy, maximizing the energy of the club, swinging around the lever. Now, the more the right side is held back, the less impetus the right side can help swing the golf club, which is why the world over, holding the right side back is garbage. Len? So, staying in posture and getting hip depth through impact is crucial. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're always looking for forward bend, aren't we? To get the grip to stay underneath the chest. The grip stay underneath the chest is by virtue of not going into too much forward flexion of the spine. So yeah, absolutely. Don't know if we've got more questions coming in there. There we go. Yosh says, awesome, thank you so much, you are welcome. Double tap 100 times, appreciate that, appreciate that. So, not many questions coming in with the sloping lies, so I'm going to flatten that back out. It was really interesting, I did 4 videos on sloping lies, and I thought, that'd be quite interesting for people, that. But the reality is, it's barely been watched, which goes back to me agreeing that people are more interested in hitting it on flat lies than they are on sloping lies. Because the reality is, if you recognize what a sloping lie is doing for you, you'll be able to manage it with absolute ease. Absolute ease. Ah, David Rice, you love them. Yeah, great. Glad you did, David, because I really enjoyed those. And they call that evergreen content. So evergreen content is like the grip, posture, hip, early extension, all the things that over the top, that things are always going to search. And so with the sloping lies, I think that's just going to be something that people will go back to maybe every now and then just to look on. But I think the other problem is that there's not many places in the world where you can, oh my good, there are many places in the world that you can actually practice a sloping lie. That was probably the worst shot I've ever hit on camera. Because of that, I think it's like something that's really difficult to practice, isn't it? But equally, I don't think that many people are fussed on practicing it in the first place. Is a TPI accreditation useful? Good question. The diplomatic answer is yes. The reality is the amount of people that would rather go to the gym and work on their body over going to the range and working on their golf swing is like 10 to 1. 10 people want to hit the range, 1 person wants to go in the gym. So I think if most TPI guys are full-time fitness coaches, I think TPI and that kind of biological, if you like, anatomical accreditation is good for the coach, probably more than passing on screenings and that kind of thing. I just don't think that many people are into it as much as they possibly should be, but also I think there are more low-hanging fruit opportunities for a golfer outside of going into the gym. I think you would need to go quite a long way down the road getting your golf swing right before you would necessarily gain some real huge benefits from being in the gym. for most golfers. That would be my opinion. Not to say that TPI accreditation isn't good though. I'm a pull check guy, which is an American guy that sparked my enthusiasm for how we move, which sits in a slightly different orientation to TPI, but all good stuff. Goodness, the weather here in the UK is horrendous. Good morning from the USA. Good morning, Richie. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Whereabouts in the US are you from? Whereabouts in the US are you from? I'm just going to do a few of these because I really like these takeaways. If you've not seen it, it's a video that I did just recently. Who was the chap? Paul Check. C-H-E-K. Are you a golf coach, David? Paul Check. Really good. Richie, Louisiana. What's it like over there at the moment? I'm not sure of the climate in Louisiana. This is like my... Oh, you want to be? Oh, fantastic. So I am part of 2026. I'm going to be doing a golf coaches course. Part of the digital content I'm going to be filming, so stay tuned for that. If you've not seen it, this is a great drill for your takeaway, as you can probably see. It's helping me get the pressure on the grip and get that golf club moving in the right manner. Sometimes there's a bit of a Dickie Reed, doesn't like it when I've got that wedge in front of the TrackMan unit, asking a bit much of it. I mean, there was no way that I was 2 degrees up and 6 degrees open. Hilarious. Which is why, if it's not measuring the grip, we need to take these data points with a pinch of salt. That felt exactly the same swing as the last one. How's everyone doing for Christmas? Any Christmas golf coming up? Christmas Day golf? Do keep those questions coming in about your golf swing. Here for another half an hour or so. Got a client at 2 o'clock. That was a bit right. If you've not checked it out, video dropped this morning, 10 o'clock UK time on forearm rotation. Check, thank you, Stuart. Check, it's C-H-E-K, no C. C-H-E-K, not C-H-E-C-K, C-H-E-K. Yeah, pull check. He's a bit off the wall. He's gone more that way as he's got older, but very knowledgeable guy. You can pick these wedges up on my Shopify store. Go to my homepage. You can find them there. Big shout out to Philip, who came and saw me this morning. One of my Skillist subscribers. If you've not seen me on Skillist, you can head over there. Any remote coaching that you would like me to help you with. Nicholas, I wouldn't mind an iPhone app that captures swings as I make them. Seems more convenient than trying to turn camera on and off while hitting balls. So what you can do is stream what's going on your iPad, on your iPhone, in your iPad. So I can share that screen on my iPad. And when you do that, you can have your iPad sitting down in front of you here, which is then showing you live feedback, which is effectively what I'm doing on this on this monitor here. So I've got all of the questions coming up on the monitor, but I can also see my swing in like a couple of second delay, not even a couple of seconds. It's really, really useful. So the lives help me my practice as well. The Bible with Brady. What's the coldest temperature you'll play golf in? Great question. About 20 degrees. No. I mean, look, it depends who you're playing with, right? I think if you're playing with pals, I mean, I used to go down and play golf over the Christmas period between sort of Christmas and New Year, but I don't do it anymore because it just got so ugly, the weather. So I think as long as the greens aren't frozen, I'll play in any temperature. That would be me. How about you? What would you play? I reckon that you live somewhere that's really nice and warm all the time. Yeah, that would probably be my answer. As long as the greens aren't frozen, then I play. Mr. ABC White. Hi, Stuart. Hi, Mr. ABC White. You have genuinely saved my golf game with your content and can't thank you enough for putting in the effort for sharing. Well, you're super welcome, and it's comments like that fill me up, quite frankly. I spend an awful lot of time putting my content together, so I'm super grateful that you have had it's had an impact on your golf, and thank you for sharing. Nicholas, at Bible Brady, someone laid golf on the moon, he would play. I think that's what I just said. Got questions coming in all of a sudden, which has caught me out. Someone laid golf on the moon. Does that count? Mr. ABC White, do you have any quick grip setting tip? It would be nice to not have to do a press up before every shot. Well, look, the importance of placing the hand on the grip is crucial. For me, I put the club at 45, I have the grip outside my feet, and I put the grip on like so. That's how I do it. But yeah, doing a press up on every tee box might be a little bit too much. You certainly have some good arms and shoulders, but that's the way I do it. Once you've done it enough times, you'll find your way. But that's a good little starter for 10 there. Grelis, hi Stu, you say to fix swing path, you should fix club face. Absolutely, 100% twice on Sundays. I can get in to out quite a bit. My swing still looks over the top, even when my path and face is good. Is it an issue or just my swing? So what you want to do is recognize that when you when a golfer sees over the top, they're actually seeing their head over the top, not the grip forwards. So if the club head is over the top, what you're managing to do is then lift the grip to balance that out. Because when the shaft stands up, as long as the grip stays there and the club unloads on that orientation, can you see how that path would be straight? So when someone moves the grip forward, stands the shaft up, it looks over the top. But if the grip stays there, which would be early extension, and then the club head swings directly underneath the grip, that's going to produce a straight path. If it works, keep doing it. Honestly. It's easy to change, but doing it on your own might be tricky. Hit me up on Skillist. Just do a swing analysis. I'll give you a swing analysis and I'll show you exactly where to go. If you want more, take the full lesson package. But if you do, it's the best value on there. And I'm really surprised that more people don't hit me up for a swing analysis, because what it would do is it'd tell you where you need to fix most of all. I always do like, this is what you need to do first, then this, and then this. Go away, practice it. Go find my videos that do that. And it's so inexpensive rather than having to work out what you want to work on and the best way forwards. So that would be my advice to you, Alice. I'm not trying to punt out lessons, but if you're passionate about changing or you want to move your goal forwards, that would be the most economical way of doing it. I have a lot of people that just do a swing analysis, go away and work on it, then send me another one, go away and work on it, send me another one. It's the cheapest way to get my time and expertise. Grelis, thanks, you're super welcome. Yosh, when you say release with loft, do you actually add loft in the club face? No, principally, what you want to do is unload the grip in the same shape as it started. The more the grip lifts up, the more when the club unloads, it will flatten out the wrist more. That's why when people see golfers at impact and they see flat left wrists, what they're not recognizing is that if their left wrist didn't flatten out, the face would be open. Because their grip is good, when they lift it up and they unload it down, it flattens the wrist out anyway. Depending on the balance of the shaft going back and the way they move will dictate how the height of the handle moves through strike, which will ultimately bring most people back to flat through strike. Doesn't mean to say they're encouraging it though. And that's why people pick up on impact as a bowed left wrist. So as long as you can keep the shape of your lead wrist, you'll get maximum loft on the golf club. I live in Cleveland, Ohio, the Bible with Brady. We played the other day after Thanksgiving, and there was some snow on the ground and temp was 30 with wind. We dressed very warm and had a blast. Yeah, great. Pals out in the snow playing golf. Awesome. I wouldn't be out there though. Not in snow. Good on you. Grelis, I'll check it out. Thanks. You're super welcome. Look, I'm not pushing it. I'm just saying that that would be the quickest route to path. Ultimately, though, if it's working, Grelis, stay with it. Richie, I really see this real versus feel with your coaching. I have a golf sim and have been working on my swing daily. Fantastic. For the first time, I really felt what is going on with the broom drills. That's fantastic. The broom drills is like, so I'm working with a lady tour player, and again working the broom, and it's so enlightening. And I really hope that the world over sees it for what it is, because it will change everything about how you manage the pitch of the swing, the grip, and how that helps you with the loft. Nicholas, how much does laying the club off at the top versus bringing grip down left during impact help with a positive path, face angle, one or the other, or work together? Yeah, good question. That's a very educated question, that, Nicholas. The more the club pitches across, so across the line, as we pull the grip towards the ball, that club head is going to, at some stage, try and kick back of the grip. Now at that point, that tipping point where the club head reaches its maximum energy going back in that direction because of the crossover, that will trade off the ability of a golfer to drag the grip back inside. So I would say absolutely the pitch of the shaft at the top is king, is absolute king. But here's the problem. The more people have forearm rotation in the backswing, the majority that have got a poor grip out there will tend to open the face when they do it. And so then you have someone with a grip, with a club shaft nicely pitched, but the face is miles open. And so then they approach from the inside and off the ball goes to the right. And they then get educated that path is the problem because the ball's going right. You need to go even more from the inside, and it's not. So absolutely get that shaft pitched more to the left of target for those righty golfers, because that will allow you to get the energy forwards. Can you see how that grip and that head are moving in the same direction compared to now the grip and the head are moving in different directions. Now the club head is back, open, and we then get that unload out to the right. So it's so difficult to get that grip track correct when we've got a club head trying to do this. So difficult. See how it stands up? As opposed to this, look how the grip pressure then lines it back up. Does that help? I hope so. If you haven't done so, double tap the screen. Would be truly grateful. Head over to my WhatsApp chat group as well. It's read only, loads of stuff coming over there. You get updates on when videos are dropping, when I'm doing lives, the new stuff that's going to be happening in the new year, all of it. Read only, WhatsApp chat, community channel. Go check it out. Also on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Sorry, Instagash. That's what I call it. Lovely amount of you on today. Thank you for being with me. Hope you enjoyed my video that came out today on forearm rotation. Nice to have you all with me. Oh, that was lovely. Oh, that was lovely. Everyone understand this drill that's going on here? Recognise how that club's working? How the grip's moving in? How the club head's moving up? Allows me to pitch the shaft correctly and then pull it into the ball. Ball seems to like it. Last weekend before Christmas. Have you got all your shopping done? No time for shopping. There's practice to be had, right? Thank you so much for everyone that's double tapped the screen, by the way. It's nicely ticked up. There's 44 of you on. It'd be nice if I could get 44 likes. I'd really appreciate it. Just double tap the screen, doesn't cost you anything. Who have we got here? G. Douglas, at this time of year, it's not unusual to get a mud ball. Do you do anything different if you get one? Yes. I look at where the piece of mud is and I aim in the opposite direction. Mud's on the right, aim left. Mud's on the left, aim right. It's the only thing you can do. Other than that, say a couple of prayers that there's no water or out of bounds around and give it a swing. If you've got mud on the ball, hopefully you can get preferred lies, because of course if you're a good golf coacher, you'd be in the middle of the fairway. Oh my goodness, the Bible with Brady, another thank you. That's big, hugely appreciated, guys, thank you. Could you explain hip turn at the top of the backswing? Absolutely, absolutely. Happily do that for you. So let's take the camera over here. Hope you don't mind me just moving you here, because I want to be able to show this to you in some detail. So, Swiss ball on my bum. What the Swiss ball does is that it allows you to stay in posture. Yeah, it keeps the glute line. Something that I see with so many golfers is that their glute line is not far enough back of their heel line. So when you put the Swiss ball on your bum, what you're looking for is to get your feet feeling like they're far enough away from the Swiss ball so that you can feel almost like you can sit in the Swiss ball. Now what I want you to do, and what that does is that stabilizes the top half of your body. It stops golfers lifting out of posture, lots of different ingredients. From here, what I want you to do is now use your trail leg to push the Swiss ball towards the target. And when you take the grip on the way back, I want that grip to take your chest away from the target. And so now what happens, the lengthening of the right leg, the push off of the trail leg that actually creates load rather than moving into the right leg, which gives you slide, pushing off of the right leg opens the right hip up, which turns my back to the target more, and now has got pressure in my left leg. At that point, now when I pull and push, can you see how the left leg pushing back that I've loaded at the top gets my hip open? Right foot pushes, chest moves off the ball, that's the feel, off the ball, so I'm loaded with my chest onto my right leg and I'm loaded into my left foot. At that point, I can now pull this golf club and push against my left leg, which now allows me to unload the golf club down through strike here. Hopefully that explains hip action at the top. Happy to answer any question on any topic. Demonstrate it. This is just insight into the studio, but behind the scenes. There's Lewis over there doing some coaching. Hope that helped. Bible with Brady, let me know if it did. Hope so. What have we got here? Nicholas. G. Douglas, isn't a mud ball clean and placed under the rules of golf? Only if you're in the fairway, no? The rules of golf change so much you can change it, do it in the rough. Boom. Keep those questions coming in. Here for another 5 minutes before I have to go prepare for my next client. Misread. 1 degree up. Yeah, good question, Dan. I don't watch enough of tour golf. I mean, I do when I'm in the Sky Sports studios, of course, I prep up. But I can't think of anyone that takes my fancy. Which is a really sad answer, isn't it? Seeing as I'm a golf coach and I'm passionate about swings and... Who do I like? Let me think about that. A lot of the Scandinavian guys swing it well, don't they? Not Noren. That's an absolute fruitcake. I mean, the stuff that he works on is just so extreme that he just doesn't, I mean, he's just not using himself properly if he needs to make it that extreme. But anyway, like Højgaard, one of the Højgaards swings it nicely. I like his motion. I've always been fascinated by Jon Rahm. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, super weak grip, loads of bow, short swing. I mean, he's getting, as he's getting older, he's getting more and more laid, right? Really laid, which again, is what I stand for, you know. That's his asset, getting that shaft laid down. That was Ricky Fowler's asset until various coaches took that away and tried to get him more online, just went shooting. Yeah, it's clean in place. You're absolutely right on closely mown, but there was intimation there that any area on the golf course is you're free to move it, but I don't think that's the case. I really enjoy these lives, folks. Thanks so much for joining in. Love the questions. Such fun. Doug, Stu, have checked out Min Woo Lee in slow motion. It looks like, yeah, Min Woo's got a good action. Yeah, absolutely. Big move forwards with the grip, hey, Doug? Big move forwards with the grip in transition. I'd like him to not lose his height, not to have so much side bend. I'd love to get his right arm longer in delivery so he could keep his right side higher, so it'd be a lot more, less side bend effectively. Yeah, this grip forwards and then the buckling of the arm really causes too much side bend for me. Mario, I have problem getting out of the rough. Probably because you've got no angle of attack, which most people don't have enough of. So I would go seek out a TrackMan Bay, find out what your natural angle of attack is. When I mean natural, I mean a standard angle of attack for a 7-iron. That would be the way to go. Find out what it is. If it's less than 2, then that will make you a bit more of a problem out of the rough. G. Douglas, I think you can clean it if it's plugged, but if you're in the rough, the mud on it have to play it as it lies. Yeah, that's right. Plug ball, yeah. Plug is different to a mud ball. Yeah. Plug is always a plug ball you can clean and place. So if it's got mud on it, because when it's plugged, you can clean that off. This is feeling exceedingly good. Club head lift in takeaway and grip forward stood out. Yeah, right. Yeah. And then people go, oh, nobody does what you say they do. Nonsense. Schmoozed by the Tucken. Good times. Difference of opinion makes the world go round, right? Okay, folks, I'm going to end it on that one. Thank you so much for joining me. Might be back tomorrow, I'll see. But I'm certainly going to be back before Christmas. You can't get rid of me that quickly. Go check out my video that dropped today on forearm rotation. It will make a big difference to your golf game. Thanks as ever for taking part, and for those of you that did a super thanks, I really appreciate that as well. Yosh, would you recommend using a clock system for short chips, 20, 50, or go by feel? I think if you're delivering the club well, feel comes to you much quicker than using a clock face. Dan, thanks to you, really appreciate you. You're super welcome. G. Douglas, you're welcome too. Have a great weekend, everybody, if I don't see you, and I look forward to catching you all next week. And that, as usual, I think you'll agree, it's good coaching.